So this is another example that illustrates mixed addressing. We're going to create a table for an auto dealer. To compare charging different amounts for an automobile versus different discount rates. And so I've added an extra sheet to the spreadsheet by clicking the plus sign here, and you can rename it if you like just by clicking. I'm going to call it auto sale. And then I've entered here the cost of the automobile to the dealer, the discount rate, or the markup, which is 25%, the minimum discount that the dealer wants to charge for their sale, and then we'll look at the possibility of allowing a higher discount. So we're going to calculate the initial price, the minimum price, which would be the auto cost plus the markup, so that's going to be the cost again times this markup rate, 25%. And then the dealer would like to see what would happen. Well, what if we charge $200 more and $400 more and so forth? So we're going to add to this cell below this the price plus $200. And then if we copy this down the column, it will automatically update so that we're going all the way up to charging $12,000. So we're going to compare what the discount amounts would be for automobiles of different prices, and then we're going to use different discount amounts. So I'm going to start with the minimum discount. So here I'm just going to reference this cell, 5%. Notice I'm using all relative addressing here, which is fine. 5%, and then I want to see what happens if I give a 6%, 7%, and so forth. So I'm going to say that that's equal to B5 plus 1%, and then just again copy that across the column, and we're going to go all the way out to column G so that we can see, well, what would happen if we charged all the way up to a 10% discount. And so I'm going to, I really should have put an extra column in here. I'm going to insert a row. I'm going to insert a row above this because I want to be able to denote that these are the discounts. So here I want to see what my discount would be on a $10,000 car at 5%, and then a $10,200 car at 5%, and so forth. And then in this column, I would like to do the $10,000 car at 6%, and so forth, all the way out to 10. So ideally, I would be able to just enter one formula in this cell that I can copy not only all the way down the column, but also across to the different rows. So here we're going to have to use mixed addressing to make this work correctly. So what we want to do is we want to look at what would happen if we charged $10,000. Now I want that to be able, I want the row to change on that reference as I go down, but I want the column to keep referring back to column A. So as I copy this across to column C, D, and E, I still want to keep referring back to the price of the car. Because let's just see what happens if I enter this as A7 times B6, and then I try to copy that down the column. I get really ridiculous amounts because the discounts that I'm charging are wrong, are being charged on the previous price, so that's wacky. And then likewise, if I try to do this across the column, I wouldn't get the right amount either, because now I'm charging the discount on the previous discount, not on the original price of the automobile. So here's what we want to do. We want to use mixed addressing so that the column is fixed for the price. So I want that to be $A7, and again I could use my F4 key to get to that reference, and then I want the row to be fixed for the discount amount. So the column is fixed on the price and the row is fixed on the discount. So now if I hit enter here and I copy this down the column, I see that it's not only referring to the price over here, but it's always referring back to row 6 for the discount, and then also I can take that column and copy it all the way across here, and like magic, if I look over here in the bottom right corner, while the row on the prices change, so I'm referring to row 17, the column has stayed at column A. Likewise with the discount, while the discount has changed, so I'm referring to 10% now instead of 5%, I'm still referring back to row 6. So that's a good example of how we could use mixed addressing to create a table